Mindscreed. We're here.
So how do you pronounce this thing then? The movement. Do you know how it's pronounced?
The men going their own way movement.
Yeah, do you know how it's pronounced?
Like most of the videos I've seen, they're calling it MGTOW.
Yeah, MGTOW, that's the one.
MGTOW.
Have you looked much into it yourself?
I was looking at it a lot more when we did that episode about feminism. The MGTOW versus feminism episode.
Because we were meant to speak about it there, weren't we? Before we got around to it. What was you going to say?
What was I going to say? Yeah, I think that was the only time I went. I researched more of it, but I think when was it? I don't know. I saw a video on it again the other day as well. So the one with Jordan Peterson.
Oh, did he do something on it as well?
Yeah, he made a comment on it when he was talking about in one of his lectures. He was talking about the dark side of the feminine and how it's expressed and stuff. And he was saying that most of the MGTOW people are following this movement because they've like encountered this negative animus. So like them going through this is like a rejection of that feminine. And then I think, because of the way his sense of humor is kind of like satirically dark. So like he's making fun of something that's true, but it's in a satirical manner. I think he called them weasels or something. Because it's like, okay, they're rejecting all women because they've had like, a negative past. And being like, okay, it's not just some women, it's all women. So it's like, I think he was making fun of like them rejecting all women, like them generalizing all women under that umbrella.
It's pity, man. I swear, it's just pity. It's pity ass shit. Anyone like in them sort of groups that I feel like we have to look at it from a bigger perspective. What's the basis? What's the foundations of the meaning behind the movement? And I feel like that's a big part of it,
Yeah.
They just got
isn't it?
They got fucked over. They got bum hurt, and now they're crying like bitches, saying, "Oh, I'm never gonna like fuck women. I don't need women." Like, stop chatting shit. They're just playing games. They're either playing games or what? They're just going to be single for the whole rest of their life.
Yeah, I think that's why he called them weasels, because it's like you can't just be you can't reject like women for. Okay, so I probably have to be careful with my words, but I'm not going to be like so. As a heterosexual man, women are always going to be.
Wait, for people who don't know what that means, what does that mean? Heterosexual.
I don't know. As a straight guy, you're gonna want women, innit? Not as in you're gonna want women, but you're gonna. And women should be part of your life. If not even like if you are a heterosexual man, like just you being a man automatically means like women will be part of your life because you can't avoid them. We don't live in a world without women.
Fuck me, wouldn't that be terrible?
Imagine, this will be sausage planet right now in the West. But yeah, so I think you were right. Like for most of these MGTOWs, or at least a small part of these MGTOW people, it's because they've had a bad experience with the women in their life. But I think the main reason this movement started was because it's to do with the laws, isn't it?
I'd say from both genders, when a relationship breaks down, the majority of the people don't want to hear that it was their fault. They love that comfort blanket of I'm a victim, or it was all because of the other person. But if you look into it a bit more deeper, the reason why she cheated on you, or she done this, or he did that to her, is because you obviously weren't happy in the relationship. You weren't on your purpose. You had too much time on your hands to be chasing her like some needy little guy, or just lots of things could be happening. But we always like to point the finger at someone else or something else. That's where all of our frustrations go. Our frustrations that get pushed down, and that is just come out like a volcano.
Yeah, it's much easier to blame something outside of yourself than to take responsibility.
Definitely. So in a nutshell, it's like fuck women. I'm not like your knight in shining armour. I'm not your supplier, and I'm not your like baby maker.
So it's like it's a rejection of the social roles of men in society.
Not even that, but not even that. The social roles of evolution. Because if they're not wanting to see another woman again, or to procreate, if that's the right word, then each to their own. Some people don't, and some people don't want to bring a kid into the world and that. But to only do that on the basis of you've been hurt by a woman or by yourself, and to like put that love away and say never wake it up again, then that's just stopping yourself from growing.
Yeah.
Life is suffering, isn't it? Life is suffering. But if you're not gonna willingly go into that suffering again, you're shying away from your own like strength for what you can become, and your own personal inner evolution to grow. We need that balance.
Yes. Yeah. For sure.
It just gets to me though sometimes, because like I'm seeing a lot of this crap come up online now about like dating coaches and all of these supposedly alpha male strategies and that, and it's a lot of bollocks. They're leading all the youth astray to hate women and use them like things.
Oh shit.
It's bullshit.
I mean, and the thing is, yeah, like it's easy for for young men who have had this like bad experience with women. So like they're what's this word? Sorry, this word just escaped my mind. They have contempt in their hearts. They have like okay, I lost the word, but it's a bad word. Like, so they're in a space where like they want their beliefs to be sort of confirmed. And when you have like the people you're describing, these dating coaches saying that women are only objects for the use, instead of like recognizing the woman as a human being, as a person who you can share a relationship with, and all this other stuff. I feel like people who have like contempt against the boys who are, the weasels that Peterson was talking about. They're in a space where they can really accept those type of ideas. And yeah, like I can understand why that would piss you off as well.
No, I'm going to call that guy out though. Alpha male strategies. That's not alpha male strategies, that's fuck boy strategies. That's what it is. Yeah. But like, enough of that crap. Let's move on to this book we come across.
What book is this?
I think
For the viewers.
I think it's called the 40 Laws.
The 40 Laws.
Yeah.
But who wrote it?
Oh,
I thought it was going to be Robert Greene.
nah, it's probably
That's the 48 Laws of Power, isn't it?
yeah, it was probably like a marketing thing he did to call it like that, innit?
Mm.
So it's supposedly meant to be the 48 Laws of Alpha. But like this, don't anything we say, don't take anything to like heart or 100%, because these are just another man's words and another man's interpretation of what it is to be a so-called man. But from what I've been looking at, go on.
Sorry, go on.
What I've been looking at so far, this is the thing that sort of resonated with me out of all the stuff I've been looking at. But it don't mean that this is all the answers. We're never gonna have all the answers like that. But yeah, let's just go through it. You want to start? Or do you want me to?
I don't have the book.
Yeah, I gave you the picture, didn't I? Of the list.
Alright, should I start?
Actually, I'll start.
Okay.
Alright, yeah. No. Alright.
I sounded offended, didn't it?
No. Alright, the first one, the guy says is like, he is not a boy, and he goes on to say he killed a boy within. So what do you take about that? How do you think you'd go about killing the boy within? And what is the boy within?
The boy within. Actually, this reminds me of Kill the Boy Within. So it's like, I feel like it's saying kill the immature side of you, like the part of you that doesn't want to take responsibility for your actions or your life, and instead blames everything else except for the one who's actually in control of this life, which is yourself.
I don't think no woman wants a boy as well. I don't think a woman out there is looking for a child to look after. And if she's got kids, what is she going to want another kid? I don't think so. We can go into depth on like some other podcasts and how we could go about doing these certain things, but like for now we'll just go through them.
Yeah, because this thing just reminded me of that book as well, that Warrior King Magician.
Yeah, good.
Clever
good one.
book. You know, it talks about boy psychology and moving from that to man psychology. But yeah, that's a hot topic.
We're gonna have to cover that. We're gonna have to cover that book. Right, you should go to the next one.
Okay. The next one is, he is not tentative. He's not tentative. So he's not certain or fixed. So what do you make of that?
I'm just looking up the word tentative.
Well, I think you put it as not certain or fixed.
Yeah, but I need more than that. I can't remember.
So what do I think? While you're looking it up, I feel like it's saying the boy is not sure in himself, but this is kind of what a nuanced point as well, because you can look at it like, okay, even a man is not sure of himself, because like there's no way you can be sure of yourself like all the time, and that's like a sign of stubbornness to a certain extent, and like you can't always be sure of yourself and be fixed in a certain idea. You have to like allow for flexibility. So I was reading in David Denner's book, The Superior Man, or The Way of the Superior Man, and I think he says, of course it's going to be related to women, like, all this is going to be related to women as well. So it's like, a man must not change his mind because of a woman's opinion. Now, looking at it like a second way, it's like, okay, you should make a decision, yeah, of what you think is right. And if someone like offers a better solution, then you should be open to changing your mind from your original decision to this new, clearly better, decision. So when it says he is not tentative,
He's like not indecisive.
talking about, sorry?
He isn't indecisive.
Yeah, indecisiveness.
He knows what the goal is. He doesn't hesitate. He just goes out and gets it, regardless. He finds the purpose and lets it kill him. All right, he is not a whiner. So he don't whine and he don't bitch. He just does it. He don't speak. He just does it. And that speaks a lot louder. Next one. Unless you want to add something to that.
Well, the next one's kind of, I think I sort of mentioned the next one a little bit. Like, he doesn't blame anyone or anything. So, like, a real man, like, what the book is alpha male, isn't it? So a real alpha male doesn't blame, anybody else or external things for anything going wrong in his life. Even if like it's someone's fault, he still won't blame them because he knows like he holds a certain amount of responsibility that he has to take for that.
Yeah. I don't even like the word alpha, the alpha male sort of thing like that. It's just
why?
I don't know. It just
it irks you.
Nah, not even like that. It's just I don't know. We could change it to something else. A gentleman or something like that.
A gentleman.
Yeah.
An alpha male can be a gentleman.
I feel like I feel like it's misinterpreted. Like as soon as you say alpha male, someone thinks some roided up guy in a gym or in a club looking for fights and all that kind of stuff. And he has like no empathy and he's a psychopath or something like that. And he's just a bad guy and all that kind of crap. But that's not alpha. That's not to me anyway. Right, the next one. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that the label has a lot of that kind of garbage attached to it, isn't it?
Yeah, trust me. And I see people feeding off that bollocks and trying to sell it off to little kids. Alright, he's not tense. So he isn't like up in his mind too much. If you look at a man or a woman, you can tell a lot from what they're thinking, from how their body is moving or how it's like how the structure of the physique is going on and that. Like he isn't tense. He's like, his shoulders aren't in and his neck isn't clutched down. Like, and he's really timid and sensitive in his own spot. He's in his space. He's nice and relaxed and just chill.
Yeah, same. Like, I think you touched that point correctly. Like, he's not tense. Like, I imagine, like, someone with a stick up there as, not literally, but as someone who's tense in it. And I guess he's not too serious, like he's able to joke around. And also like bodily, it's kind of like, I picture like a robot next to Elliot Haas. You know what I mean? Yeah, like he's like expressive with his body, he's not like really, he's not tense, he's not too serious. But he's able to be open and
he's just being himself, and he's being his own authentic self, and he don't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
Yes.
And that's the one. Just be yourself. Like, I know we're reading out all this list and all that kind of crap now, but you don't have to follow any of this. You can turn the podcast off if you want right now. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. But just be yourself.
I care. Don't keep listening, people. Keep listening.
Just be yourself, innit?
I think the next one is kind of the same as well. No, he's not rigid. So
He's not rigid.
He's not fixed in his ways. He's able to be flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's able to put his pride aside and that ego aside. Would you say? Is that what that's saying?
Do you want to do the next one?
Oh, I asked you a question.
Oh, what was the question?
Is that what he's saying? Would you say that's what he's saying?
He's not rigid. I think so. To a certain extent, yeah. Like, so, like I said before, like in terms of like decision making, like you said, he won't let his ego get in the way, but will be open to other people's opinions and other people's views as well.
Yeah, big thing to do. Question your own views and your own beliefs constantly, I'd say, anyway.
Yes, always. Always.
He's not a daydreamer. He who daydreams most does less. Should we go on to the next one?
He doesn't wait. So, I think this will probably be for like the next episode. We'll be talking about African proverbs, and one of them was like the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and then the next best time is today.
Yes.
So it's like, if you're gonna do something, do it now instead of waiting.
Plant some trees, bro.
Let's plant some trees, man.
The best time is always now, then. If you're gonna do something, you've been sitting on an idea for years, fucking do it now. Just do it right now. Please. No. Just do whatever you want. Alright. I'm just trying to help. But just do it now. Alright. He's not good looking. Looks are nothing. Looks don't mean nothing. Like from that last podcast, all that glitters isn't gold. You don't need to be this like these Disney Prince Charming knight in shining armor guys. Like looks don't mean nothing. You don't need to look at Biggie. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he was.
Say about my boy Biggie?
I'm not gonna say he was the most handsome looking guy out there, but in a lot of people's eyes, he was a man of success, a man of like having so-called it and all that. That's just because he was being his own authentic self. He didn't give a shit what people thought, and that's the one. That's where the shit's at.
Jeez.
But yeah, respect to Biggie. He's a boss. Wait, what's the next one?
He is not rich with things. He has a inner richness. So I think we spoke about this before, like
We probably have.
Like the wealth, like material wealth versus wealth in terms of like knowledge and the connections that you have with people. Also like like drawing your self-esteem from not the material possessions that you have, but from like this this inner richness you're talking about, like this inner self-wealth.
This heaven. The heaven is a mindset. So it's the abundant mindset of richness, the inner richness we can have. The way we create our own value and get our own value says a lot about a man and a woman, but enough people out here are trying to get their value and their so-called inner richness from Facebook and Instagram likes and all that kind of crap. It's like people are addicted to the drug now, and they're coming on like withdrawals. So now, don't get me on it, and I'm not even gonna go into it. Oi.
Yeah. If you guys want to hear more about that, watch episode 1. I was looking through, and that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, I seen like on our Instagram at mindscreed that you was putting up some of the old ones. Good times, innit? Bro, that was over a year ago.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know, let that air out that tire. That was over a year ago. That's mad, innit?
Long time.
I can't wait until we can do some more old ones like that when you're back in Brum. We're gonna have to do some recording like the old days, innit?
I miss that.
Yeah, it was good still. Alright, he's not a pickup artist. I don't know where this has come from at the moment, but I'm seeing loads of pickup artists on YouTube. And there's this guy called Mystery, and all these fucking dumbass...
What's his name?
Mystery.
Mystery!
He calls himself Mystery. What the fuck's this going on? To me, it's just showing a big sign of insecurity. Why? Who are you trying to prove it to? Why would you need to go out every single night and try to pull women and all that kind of stuff? A different woman every night. Why don't you just focus on one woman, and build a kingdom with her, like Jay-Z and Beyonce sort of shit. But each to their own. I don't judge.
Okay, so I'm gonna
try not to.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Go on.
Because like the same thing that's drawing the young men, like naive young men, to the MGTOW movement. It's like the same thing that drew people to this mystery thing. I remember hearing about this like in year 11. What was that, like 6-7 years ago? That's when like this mystery guy came out.
Is it?
If you can't,
Me.
And so I got into this. Actually, I started reading into this shit.
Did it work?
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, did it work for you?
Yeah. So like.
You took some time then. You took some time to reply. Go on.
Who, me?
Go on now. I'm just playing with you.
Okay. All right. Right. So this mystery, pickup artists, they'll go out and then pick up women using lines, like it's a fucking video game, like it's real life. So this guy became famous because like a fellow loser, this writer, he had no hope with women, and then he like joined this community and met this mystery guy, who like if you want to imagine him, it's like Willy Wonka with a feather hat, with the feather in his hat, and like he's like a pimp basically. If Willy Wonka was a pimp, that's what this guy looks like, with like long ass boots and shit. So like,
My man
and that's part of so they took this from like I don't want to go too much into this, but like most of it is like they tried to make it like it's biological, like it's from evolutionary thing, like call it what peacocking, which is like they're dazzling and blinding everyone with the way they look like.
There are actual terms for this.
Hats and shit. Yeah.
So they have terms for it, like
Terms.
Yeah,
peacocking. A peacock had like this long lavish.
Explain
tail.
to me what peacocking is.
Okay, so it comes from the evolutionary theory of mate selection, right? So a peacock has this nice, lovely tail because the female, who is like really blunt, they just look plain and blunt. This female-wise in peacocks, I'm not talking about real women. Women are, right? The female is attracted by the most dazzling-looking tail, basically, right?
So
and they extracted that to apply it to us as well.
So it's
like, maybe if you have like, like a really, really pink shirt, or if you enter a club with like a helmet. Like obviously I'm I'm exaggerating it, but like they say, like, okay, so anything that's gonna draw attention to you is peacocking, like as a piece of clothing or whatever. Like, so the idea is that, okay, people will ask questions about it. So they'll be like, oh, interesting. How come you have this chain with Illuminati sign on it? And I'm like, oh,
because
we can, like, open a conversation and start talking.
Because I'm a thirsty guy. Because I'm a thirsty guy trying to distract you and get you in my bed.
Sorry?
Because I'm a thirsty guy trying to distract you. Is that what it is?
I think not trying to distract you, but trying to
draw you in,
draw attention, trying to get your attention.
But shouldn't?
So I think
alright, let's just go on to the next one. People can check them out if they want, but like, personally, if you want to learn about it, just go the fuck out there yourself and see what works and what don't work. The more.
Yeah, what if you don't know what works?
You go out there and you experience life in its raw state and you find out what works and what don't work for yourself, because these guys, I guarantee you, are being out there, being their own authentic self. What works for them might not work for you. You're not going to be able to pull it off within the source they have. We all have our own source, but when we're sitting down masturbating all day, watching some other man fuck a woman and looking at another man's dick, what's going on with there, I don't know what's going on with that, yeah. Or we're sitting there doing all that shit and then watching another man trying to think how to pick up women. Another man is actually out there getting some fucks and actually picking up women, so be that man. Or just do what you want to do, I don't give a shit. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, that's the topic for another.
Yeah, like, that's dead. Like, we'll put that into another one, but people can look up them. We'll do a podcast on them if people want. Alright, he's not lonely. So, he's content in his own space.
Go on.
Like Mobu said before, like, the so-called alpha has a relationship with himself. He already knows himself. He's comfortable within his own presence. He doesn't need to be going out trying to get women every night, or going out trying to mingle with other people every single day, because he's trying to hide and shy away from problems in his own life. He's comfortable within his own presence, alone but not lonely.
Yes. That reminds me of a scene from this movie. Well, I haven't seen the full movie, but I saw a clip of it. Of Robert De Niro saying, like, this woman's like, oh yeah, you must be alone because you have nobody. And he's like, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely.
It's a big.
It's mad. Yeah, it's mad because people feel like, because people can still feel lonely even when they're with other people.
Yeah, it's just like Robin Williams, isn't it?
Yeah, which is crazy. Man.
Should we go to the next one? We already got like 12 minutes, and we're only on like number 13.
Okay, let's do this. He is not uncertain. So, I feel like this also applies to, he's not tentative. So he's not uncertain in like his decisions and the way
his
he
abilities.
thinks, but
like,
I feel like he should still be open to.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
To be flexible.
Yeah, definitely. It may come across like I went in a bit with them pickup artists as if I despise them or I don't like them or anything like that, but that don't mean I'm not going to be flexible and go check them out, because every man and every woman has something of value to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, what's the next one? He is not empathic. Is that the right word?
The opposite, apathetic.
Apathetic. He is not apathetic, showing no feelings, no interest, no concern. So he's not like a psychopath or a sociopath. To a certain extent, he don't give a shit, but he gives a shit about the right things to give a shit about.
doesn't have this like, you know, blasé attitude towards things, isn't it?
Yeah. He's not 100% heartless, even though some may appear to be 100% heartless. They're not 100% heartless. Well, some people are, but if you want to attract that sort of man or woman in your life, then go ahead, have fun with them games. You'll learn a lot.
It's a dangerous game.
Yeah, but you'll learn a lot. So...
You're definitely like that, innit? Oh, shit.
Right.
He is not socially conditioned.
Yeah, fuck that. I love it. Sorry, TK. I'm just drinking some healthy foods at the moment. It's giving me some energy, like energy drinks. I just wanted to say, I love a woman or a man. I just love a human who goes against the social conditioning. Like, round of applause to you. Good on you. Yeah, fuck society's like expectations and all that. Because no one can see me right now. I've got 2 middle fingers up. Yeah, fuck society and how they go on about how you have to fit this into this spacesuit. Oh, fuck, I ain't going into that. I'm making it complicated now. Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I agree with that. Or at least I partly agree with that because, I mean, not all social conditioning is bad. You could say like, you know, driving on the right side of the road.
Yeah, of course.
So there's certainly like nuances in it, but
of course,
the way we are putting it, it's like conforming to like these false representations of what it means to be a man, for example, or what it means to be a woman. In that way, I also raise 2 middle fingers to the system as well. So that we can agree on at least, isn't it?
Yeah, like fuck a security guard or a policeman who tells a homeless guy to walk on or something like that rather than helping him out. And
shit! No, it's fucked up. I don't know where this. I saw this post on Facebook.
Yeah.
While I was passing it in, and it's like it showed that I think like they're putting spikes up in certain places to prevent homeless people from sleeping.
Oh, you're taking the piss.
That is mad.
What are we? Are we pigeons now? You see, you can't.
Sorry?
Are we pigeons or something? You know how they put spikes so pigeons can't stand in certain things? Like, how are we allowing them to treat us like this? Fucking inhumane, I swear to God.
Moving on.
He's not empty. We already sort of done that with the other part.
No, he's not empty.
Yeah, he's not empty.
Yeah, so it's kind of like he's not lonely, isn't it? What's the next one?
He is not he's not approval seeking. So he's not looking for anyone's approval. I think it's funny. I just think it's funny, like, this is a sort of off subject, but like, when certain people are doing certain stuff or something like that, and uploading it online, don't always think that they're seeking approval or something like that. Some people are just doing it for the sake of the good of humanity or something like that. But it's funny these days, everyone's a psychologist. Everyone thinks they know what's going on in another man or woman's mind. Just full of judgment and that, but that's a judge within itself, so it's a paradox, if that's the right word. Okay, what's the next one?
He is not a consumer.
Yeah, man. Create over consume.
I feel like in today's society, it's almost impossible not to consume.
Yeah, you got to govern your mind, trust me. That's going to get governed. If you don't govern that, be your own government, govern your mind. For those who can't see me, I've got 2 middle fingers up again. Create over consume. Turn the fucking podcast off. Go outside and create something.
Right, keep listening. We need the views.
I don't need your views. I don't need shit. But for those who feel like they're getting something from this, then my job is done. At least one person, then the job's done.
Yeah, that's a really good point, man. Like, we're always consuming things that
Yeah.
Not only unnecessary, but like just way too much. And it's not just material things, it's also like, you know, the information that you consume in it. Like you should guard your mind towards most things.
Consuming habits as well, innit? Really? Yeah. Within the company we keep, we consume their habits. We in a way, we unconsciously become like the people we look up to. And that can be dangerous.
Yeah, we model them.
Because some of the people we look up to, like your first love, you can have rose-tinted glasses on. Not everything is what it seems. Alright, what's the next one?
He is not enslaved.
Enslaved.
Enslaved. So it's kind of like, again, he's not socially conditioned. So I think most of us are slaves to a lot, to our desires. Like we are slaves to our desires most of the times. So the alpha male, aka the man, is able to keep these desires in check and not let them rule him.
Yes. Some big talk. Obviously, it depends what your desires are as well. But any like extreme left listening, fuck you.
What? Any extreme leftist?
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you.
Why? Why they done to you?
Just educate yourself. Much love though, much love and balance. Not really. Much love and balance. Then fuck you.
Next.
Any extreme lefts and extreme rights, fuck you. Go suck a dick.
What's that quote?
I'm on today. I don't know what's going on.
You can't drink poison and expect the leftist or the rightist to die.
Okay, sensei.
I said that. 2018. Quote me.
Yeah, well done. That's going up on Instagram now. On them goofy faces. Alright, he's not a believer. Alright, what I get from that is like social again in a way, I guess. He's more of an observer rather than a believer attachment to these certain things. Like he doesn't attach himself to the left or the right. He's just in between, like where it can't be grasped.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. So he's not like, he's not attached to any ideologies.
Any woman listening as well, like these aren't just man traits. A woman can have these traits as well. So the only reason why we're focusing on men because our audience is predominantly male.
And also it's because it's the topic of the podcast. So.
In the book as well, the guy says there's an epidemic of man boys going around these days.
That's again that reminds me of something as well. I don't know if we have time for these asides we're making, but this is like trying to explain why, like, the effect of colonialism on Africa, not just of like the African Americans, but it's gonna be another topic for another episode. Let's just move on.
What is colonialism?
What is colonialism? It's what the white people did to Africa. They came in, enslaved the people, took over their country, their system, and fucked up shit. I think that's the Oxford Dictionary definition of colonialism.
Yeah, is it? It says those actual words.
Yeah.
That's funny. Right, he's orphaned his dick.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Well.
Oh shit! And we're right on